Hey everybody, this is Dan with the Bob of Some Truth. I want to talk about who Trump has selected for his Treasury Secretary position. Also, I'm going to talk about his Commerce Secretary and somebody that he is considering for the Office of Management of Budget. But before we get into all that, sometimes, even when I talk about these issues, I realize I don't always tell you why this stuff matters to me and why I get upset about certain things in politics and why I take it so seriously. So I want to talk about that for a second. So when I look at these people that Donald Trump is hiring to his cabinet, to his committees, and I'm going to do a whole video about who he named for Education Secretary, because that one is really frightening for the future of our young people in education. I talk about these things because I really care about people, and I care about people being able to live the very best lives that they can. And I see how politics affects people being able to live the best lives that they want. And it frustrates me and it angers me when I see politicians lying, no matter what background they come from and what side of the aisle they're on. And when I see that these lies and these decisions are going to have ramifications on people's lives, hindering people being able to take care of their families, start businesses, improve themselves. When I see that, it frustrates me. And especially, even if I don't agree with you, I want you to have the best life that you can, as long as you're not trying to infringe on my rights or other people's rights. And so, for example, this story, Donald Trump has picked Steven Mnuchin for his Treasury Secretary position. This man is a former Goldman Sachs banker. In fact, he's a second generation Goldman Sachs banker. And he made his money through foreclosures of elderly people's homes. Think about that for a second. I'm going to get into this more because we're going to talk about Donald Trump's hypocrisy. But let me tell you a little bit about this man named Steve Mnuchin. He is also a hedge fund manager. We're going to come back to that later. But he took over IndyMac. And this was a company that he made billions of dollars off of rebranding, rampant foreclosures, okay? And he's been hired by Donald Trump, who talks about caring about the people and being a populist, okay? So Steve Mnuchin's fund, along with George Soros, because he used to work for George Soros, scooped up IndyMac for $1.6 billion. He renamed it One West, okay? Foreclosed on thousands of homeowners, especially elderly people who had gotten them through reverse mortgages. Now, if you like to watch TV like Friends and Family, I know, sometimes when you're sitting around, you'll see those reverse mortgage commercials. This is what it's talking about. So this is a man who made money on foreclosing on old people. And his company had a history of racist lending and business practices. They also did what was called redlining, keeping people in poverty by making it harder for them to buy homes. This man is not the kind of person that you want who's going to look out for your interests and my interests. And Donald Trump went on the campaign trail. I want to read some of this real quick. He talked about the system being rigged. He said hedge fund managers are getting away with murder. He talked about taxing Wall Street. He attacked Hillary for her Wall Street connections, for the transcripts of the speeches that she never released, for her coziness to them, for them donating to her campaign. And I attacked her for it as well because it needed it. It deserved it. But now he's hiring Wall Street people to his campaign, because this isn't the only one. He hired billionaire investor Wilbur Ross for Commerce Secretary. Okay? This man has made money from buying businesses that were doing poorly and sometimes gutting them and laying people off and then flipping it and making a profit on those businesses. And sometimes he did keep manufacturing jobs. I'm going to be fair to him, and I'm going to include more information in the description. But this is another rich man who these people don't always understand what we deal with. I want to also mention Donald Trump is considering Goldman Sachs president, okay, Gary Cohn, for a senior administrative position to run the Office of Management and Budget. Now, this has been released by people who are close to the situation. We're going to wait to see what happens. But here's another Goldman Sachs name. And don't forget, Steve Bannon, who everybody was talking about with the alt-right, used to work at Goldman Sachs. So here's what we have. This is why this stuff matters to me. Because I want people to do well, and I know that in this system, it seems like things get stacked more and more against people who are trying to make it when it comes to more income, minorities, all these things. And then here you have these politicians on both sides, Democrats and Republicans, because the Democrats can't get anything together right now. They pick and select rich people, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street. They donate to their campaigns, they work with them, and then they hire them. And these people are not going to understand the issues that you and I go through. So this is why this stuff bothers me. I'm not just reporting this because I want to attack people. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate Donald Trump. I just think he's a con artist and a liar, and I hate his lying and his con artist ways. But what bothers me when I look at all this is I see people who don't understand what it's like for people who aren't rich. And all they want to do is take care of other rich people. They don't care about improving our education system. They don't care about making healthcare affordable. All they care about is cutting their tax bills and increasing their bottom line. Even if you voted for Donald Trump, these people are not going to care about you. They care about themselves and people who are in their tax bracket. This has been Dane with the Bothersome Truth, and I will see you next time.